Welcome to Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host,
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg. Hit it, Nick. And we're back here to another awesome edition of Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast. Hey, Charlie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We delayed this episode a little bit so that we can do it after the eviction on Big Brother, and we just watched the eviction of Brooklyn is evicted from the Big Brother house. We were talking a little bit. I thought the move this week, at least for some of them, was to get Cam out, because I don't think Brooklyn's as physical of a threat as Cam is, even though Cam hasn't won anything.
Yeah, they've both won nothing.
His game. I think Cam is kind of doing that purposely. Like, I don't think he's not able to win something. I think he is purposely being the floater and kind of just.
It seemed risky to do it at the AI arena this week, though. He could have easily been sent home.
I don't think he did it there. I think that was more of a mental competition. By the way, I don't know about you. I'm yelling at my TV. Put the elephant under the water. Put the elephant under the
water. Yeah, it was written backwards.
So obvious. I was cracking Erica up because I bought the New York accent. I'm like, put the elephant under the water. That was a fun challenge. The AI, I like the AI. The AI twist is a really good part of Big Brother this year, I think.
Yeah. I always like the one where they have to hide something in the house.
that was this week's veto.
Yeah, the veto. And then they always have someone ruin the house, and then they don't fess up for a while. They always blame someone else. It's like every time.
And Tucker was very upset that his clothing was thrown all over me. I could care less, honestly. But then again, I wear Hamish I wear Hamish t-shirts. It's like I'm not that fashion, but and at first he thought it was
Quinn.
Quinn's like, no, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me.
Quinn's like, I'll fess up about a bunch of things, so I'm telling the truth. And then I know that when I tell you I didn't throw your clothes, you'll believe me.
Dude, he's not playing a good game. And he's on my fantasy team. And I'm like, dude, like, you used to talk about loose lips. He has loose lips. Like, he cannot keep a secret. Like, and is it me, or this is the season? This is the season of not able to keep an alliance. I mean, the lack of loyalty. I think the two most loyal people in the house are T-Core and Chemo.
I mean, and even them blew up their own alliance.
Chemo, what are you doing?
Yeah, and Chemo's dished a lot of important info to Tucker.
Why? Like, once you're not on the block, right? And once you're not on the block after the veto, why you keep talking? Well, shut your mouth. He doesn't have power this week. And if we had this conversation, we had just differ a little bit in kind of where we're at. But for me, if you have the opportunity to get rid of Tucker, get rid of him. What are you doing? Why are you keeping this dude? Like he said tonight, I'm going to just keep taking myself off. Very possible. And I understand you don't want to piss him off. But what's your opinion on that?
He hasn't been eligible to be gone yet. He's taken himself down every time. Right? So, like, it's not like they haven't not taken the shot when they've wanted to. He's just too good.
But eventually, don't you think he's going to run into a competition that is not a Tucker competition?
I mean, maybe. It has to be a perfect storm where he's already up, too. You know what I mean?
By the way, Cody's if you don't know.
Yeah, he's friends with Cody, which makes sense. I'll tell you, he might be more dominant than...
he's a better player than Cody.
He's got 6 wins already.
Yeah, I know.
He won 6 of 8. And the only reason why, though, you can't tell me there's zero doubt that Tucker wouldn't have absolutely slaughtered them in that AI arena one. That took those people forever. What was going on? Tucker would have had that in like
I
5 seconds.
Charlie, I would have slaughtered him today. I knew all three of those like
I mean,
super quick. I mean, and I wasn't even seeing it like they did. I saw blips as the show showed me. It's like I didn't see it like they
yeah,
did.
there's absolutely zero doubt in my mind that Tucker would have won that again. The only reason
And
why
it's
somebody else won was because Tucker couldn't play.
so and let's talk about the AI competition for a minute. If you know two for sure, would it the strategy be to do
Just keep
this?
guessing. Yes, yes.
What is wrong with people? Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you do that?
Yes,
I would
yes,
be
yes,
like,
yes.
I would have one hand over the buzzer because it was the one
There's
on the
no
far
penalty
end,
for wrong
and just
answers.
do that until you
Yeah.
get the white light. Like, what is wrong? Like,
And they
oh
kept
my
going
God.
out and like rechecking. It's like, you don't need
It's
to do that.
so badly done.
Yeah.
Once you get to the as you're an odds man, you just guess. Like, what are you doing? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That
Um,
was tough.
Yeah, so Brooklyn, I guess ticked too many people off and is gone. I'm confused a little bit. Maybe you can clarify. What kind of threat is she really though? I'm confused.
I mean, we don't see her as one at all because she didn't even come close to winning anything. I think it's more, he felt it more that she had the power to sway people.
I think I guess so, but Chelsea would have been 100% my first person I would put on the block this week after Cedric left last week, and Cedric and Chelsea were pretty close. That would kind of be where I would go. I mean, I would probably put Chelsea, Quinn, and I don't know. I wouldn't have put Cam. Cam was a waste of. Why would you put Cam up? I would have put Chelsea on the block instead of Cam if that's what
I
his
think
play
he put
was.
Cam up at first thinking Cam could win the veto,
Oh,
a
oh,
better chance.
I
Because
guess.
because I think you're right. I don't think Cam was actually a target of his.
I don't know what kind of threat Brooklyn is to him, but we shall see. I mean, I don't know. And I do want to say one thing kind of related and unrelated at the same time. I want to talk to the camera and say to Nicholas Pepin, our buddy, I do understand that his name is not Johnny Blaze, it's Johnny Storm. And I apologize. I said it a number of times last week that his name was yeah. No, I'm sorry. At least I didn't call him Captain America.
That would have been bad.
What I'm referring
But
to,
it
folks, is last
technically wouldn't
week.
have been wrong because
But
he
Johnny
is
Blaze was
also
not. Johnny Blaze, for those of you who are not geeky and know, is of course Ghost Rider, and it's another character in the Marvel universe. And I confused both of them. And of course, our buddy Nicholas Pepin wanted to make sure that I understood that, and I do. And thank you. And this is
yes.
referring, by
And
the
then
way,
you
to
now realize he's in the Fantastic Four and not Ghost Rider.
I do know that he was in
You've
the
got it now.
Fantastic Four. Oh my God. But yeah, I do realize that now. All right. Kudo. You all right, you get it. All right. Um but yes, I do realize that that was Johnny Storm. And you said it to me a number of times without correcting me, which I appreciate. But you said the name correctly, and I was like, why is he saying I literally thought at the time when we were talking about the movie, why is he saying Johnny Storm? Is he not getting I should I correct him? And yeah, it was me.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh God. But anyway, back to Big Brother. Sorry, I digress. Brooklyn, I don't know. She's out now, so and there it's interesting. I don't know if you've heard this, Charlie. Tucker has been talking in the feeds about how if he makes it to jury, but he doesn't actually get to the end, he's just gonna leave. He's gonna go home. He's gonna he's gonna forego their stipend that they give him. He's gonna say, I
Really?
don't want it. And he's like, I'm not
Aren't
gonna sit there
they
in the jury
aren't
house
aren't they already to jury now, or are they not?
a week or two. I think it's
One
gonna be a
more?
jury of seven. I think it's gonna be seven, which
Okay.
would take us to not this
And then
week, but the following
the
week would be a
final
double
10 people, because
eviction.
there'll be 3 people left
Yeah.
plus
And
the
then we have
seventh.
always start with a double eviction when we start jury. So but yeah, he's like,
So that's next
I don't
Wednesday.
care. I don't need the
He said it's
stipend.
a double 2 hour episode this coming Wednesday, right?
Oh, maybe it is.
I
Maybe
think
that's
it
what it
is.
is. All right. So yeah, that's what he's saying. Mind you, if he did something like that, that would basically, it's almost like self-evicting, and you would give up all future kind of
Yeah,
associations with the
I was gonna
show.
say, and at this rate, he's a lock to come back for like reindeer games or something like that.
100%. Yes. Can we talk about Angela real quick?
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah, please.
And she does do. Listen, I am not. And by the way, I'm Gen X, and so is she, unfortunately. But here we go. My shark. Oh wait, hold on.
I Julie asked Brooklyn about that in the in the comments. I wish she would have followed up because she asked her about that. And then Brooklyn simply said, "You can't let good meat and cheese go to waste." But I wanted the Julie follow-up saying, but it wasn't going to expire until the week after when she could have had it again. I
That would
wanted
be
the
too
follow
much.
up, and then Brooklyn would have been like, "Yeah, I don't give a you
Oh
know
my
what."
God. So guys, so folks, if you're listening, they literally, if you hadn't seen it, they had a picture of CBS put out a picture of
Her reaction
Angela on the floor. And she's like practically like a dead bug.
sprawled out on the floor.
Oh my charcuterie. And if you hadn't known, Angela this week was a have not, and have nots on Big Brother can only eat slop. And it was her birthday this week. She was on.
Which they got wrong originally.
Yes, they did. Um,
So she's having a
oh,
great week.
but
But she had leftover charcuterie from being HOH, which she then could no longer eat because, as you said, she was a have not. So what happens?
you know what though? It's her own fault for not for being and have not. She should have stayed on the wall for five more people. And in this way,
You mean not
she
falling off in the first two
not
minutes
not
and
falling
15
off.
seconds?
And someone put out a meme, right? And literally it showed her falling off, and they inputted the sound, and someone went,
Of the
"Ah!"
grape crushing grapes lady. Yeah. That was hilarious. So good.
I'm so evil for laughing at that
No, it's
stuff.
funny. She fell
So
off
funny.
in under two
Oh,
minutes.
and I just checked it. I wouldn't have told you anyway, but there is currently no HOH yet.
Okay, good.
Charlie, by the way, folks, Charlie hates the fact that I watch the feeds or look at the feeds because he's like, "What's the point of watching the show?"
I
But
don't
now
hate
that
it. I just try to avoid spoilers if I can, and
I
it's not
understand,
easy. It's just too many people tweet about it. I can't believe how many
yeah,
people watch it live. I
oh
bet
yeah, it's huge.
it's kind of
And
crazy to
actually,
me.
when they a season or two ago in Big Brother Canada, they got rid of the feeds. There was a big uproar, and now Big Brother Canada is canceled. It's a big part of the show.
That's wild. It's I just don't
It's
get it.
it's
There's just so much downtime. They're just sitting there.
it's
I don't
boring.
know.
I
And
don't
then
watch.
it
I
kind of and then it ruins the actual episodes because that's why I like the Thursday night so much
well,
because it's live.
I get your point, but to the other point, here's the thing: they edit out a lot, and they make some people look better than others in the edit. And when you watch the feeds, you see people for truly who they are. And like, so for
But
example,
like,
when
how do you
Matt,
know when you just tune in like all the time randomly like that to get
I
action?
don't, but I actually watch the summaries. I look at the summaries of what people kind of summarize. I don't have time in my life either to have Paramount Plus on 24/7. But for example, Matt did some things that weren't kind to Angela, but the viewers at home never saw that.
You
So
mean
when
Crazy
Matt
Eyes?
Yes. And so when he was evicted, people were like, "Oh, she did him wrong," and they didn't see what he did. So that's one of the downfalls of kind of the way edits work sometimes, and it's not their fault, but you only have an hour to put in all this stuff. Uh,
40 minutes at that.
40 minutes, right, and the
Yeah.
commercials, and so I mean, I don't blame the show at all, but
Right. They
it
can't
does
show
tend to
everything.
but it does show people in a certain light, and it definitely showed him more of a victim, if I
Hmm.
could say,
Yeah.
than he wasn't necessarily that. Although he's certainly making the most of it. I see him on TikTok every day live, and oh yeah, they're doing the whole thing.
I
So
saw him with one of the guys from last season who
yes,
Jag's friend.
Matt,
What was his was it Matt again, right? Matt and Matt?
Matt, yeah,
Yeah.
Matt,
So Matt and Matt together, Matt squared.
and quite frankly, Matt was irritating to me last year too. So they're perfect together. Yeah. Oh, we'll see.
Really quickly back to the hiding things in the house challenge.
Oh yeah, come on, let's talk about it. The
Okay.
POV hide and go veto. It's
I
called.
didn't go
Yeah.
veto. It seems like at least a handful of them don't watch or haven't seen it before because a few of them had some weird. First of all, Joseph seemed like he was trying to throw the competition and he got second place, which that would have been
How funny
hilarious.
is
Can you
that?
imagine if he would have won after how what he did? All he did was put it in a bag and leave it at the foot of the bed.
Joseph just seems like a walking meme. It just seems like a walking meme. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
he's goofy.
Um, but where Tucker hit his vetoes perfect. He
That was a
opened the
great spot.
drawer and put it up
But
on,
he
and
opened it
they've
so
done that
two had
before.
to be open at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
they've done stuff like that before. I've seen
yeah.
another
The
person
thing is pretty big, so it's you know
that was bigger than I've ever seen. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if you could find like something in one of the couches that didn't have it, like I thought Cam's idea was smart, where he put it in one of the pillows and then he put a blanket in it so you wouldn't feel it quickly, but it
Hmm.
is still left in a pretty open spot,
Yeah.
like right
You
near the
have
front of the
to. You almost have to, like you said, you have to hide it in plain sight, if that makes any sense.
yeah.
Like in a place that's not so hidden, but the place within the place is hidden, if that makes sense.
So
But I
in
think
that
the true,
challenge, each time they go
yeah,
into the house, they have to sprint out and tap the button before the timer runs out or they're out. Is that correct?
yes,
So what
yes,
I wish they would show the timer more often because a couple times, I know it's editing, but it seemed like a couple times people went in and out real quick to make sure they didn't run out of time. And then a couple times it seemed like I think Quinn, I was like, man, he seemed like he was in the house forever trying to hide it.
and I think it was an ad. I don't think they've had that portion of the challenge before, but I could be wrong. I don't think they haven't done this particular challenge in a couple of seasons. I don't think. I don't
Okay,
think it
because
was
I,
done
I
last
remember
year.
seeing it a couple times. I just don't remember
Yeah,
which one.
it has. It has. It's definitely, and some. I think part of it. I think is designed so that you get that confrontation of people throwing people's stuff all over the place, and
Yeah.
yeah, it always ends up. So where do we? Who do we think? Let's talk about now the forecast of this rest of the season and whatnot. Who do we think is kind of in a strong position right now? I have some
I think
ideas.
there's a few that are playing the middle pretty well. Like I think like
T-Core,
T-Core and Chemo, I think that
yeah,
little cluster is doing well.
Joseph.
Joseph, I think a little bit, but I think he may have pushed himself. I think Chelsea wants him and Quinn now.
Well, he has
I
kind
think he
of.
shot himself in the foot a little bit at the end by like, I didn't say anything.
Mhm.
I didn't say anything. He was so adamant about it. You could see it was out of his character. Whenever they act differently, that's kind of when you can think something's up. And he had never really had an outburst like that. So
Yeah,
he may have tipped his hand a little bit there. And Chelsea's smart. I think she
she
picked up on
is.
that, which is why I think now him and
I
Quinn are
don't
on
think she's
target.
gonna. I don't think she'll make it to the end. I
No.
think. I think Quinn. I think Chelsea Tucker if he keeps winning, but if he doesn't keep winning, he's going to be out. I think T Core and Chemo are kind of in the best position right now. Um, and of course that can change. I think Leah's not playing that horrible a game. I mean,
No, she's being quiet. She's
yeah,
doing the floater very well.
yeah.
Now other than Quinn, let's hypothetically this coming week, everyone can play but Tucker for HOH, except for Quinn. Do you think someone would outright put up Tucker first?
That would be
in the
foolish.
right. And that's the only other one who would be maybe Chelsea, but Chelsea said she's going after Quinn and Joseph. So all right, so let's play a little hypothetical here. Okay, so Quinn doesn't win, so someone is not going to put up Tucker. So then the only way Tucker can play in the veto is if his chip that says Tucker gets pulled because
That's the
no
worst
one
case
else,
scenario.
right? Because then no one else is going to pick Tucker to play for them
Right.
unless
Right.
Angela's put up, which I don't think they'd be stupid enough to do that again just yet.
Worst case scenario is he wins because he can literally save himself and take somebody off the block if he's not on the block.
Yeah, if he's not on the block and he wins, then he
That's the
can't be
worst
the
case
replacement.
scenario. Right.
Right. And then he can
That's the
create,
worst
and then
case.
he can cause some havoc and pull down whoever he wants. And we
And which
know
he would
that
do.
he would do it. We've seen him do it what 4 times already?
Yeah. And
At least
so
three.
I think if Angela is on the block, for example, her name is picked, she picks Tucker.
100%.
Yeah.
So I think he's got 2 cracks, but that's why I think
I
they
think
would have to be
Joseph picks Tucker
smarter.
too.
Yeah. I think that's why they'd have to be smarter. Anyone else who won HOH
Mackenzie too,
wouldn't
I
put
think, would
up.
pick Tucker.
Yeah, she
I know
might.
Mackenzie has this issue with Matt and getting, but I think she's kind of been pro Tucker because she
Because
sees that's where
Tucker,
their strength
and
is.
she saw Tucker was pissed when she got put up as a replacement.
Yeah. So I see a lot of people potentially picking Tucker.
And
And
that's what makes me think the longer Tucker lasts, the more trouble they're in because
I agree with you
you
with
you
that.
you pretty much have to beat him twice in a row in these as really 3 times as long as the AI arena is involved, but that'll probably be gone in the next
And
couple editions.
there's nobody in the game physically right now that's a match for him. We've already had the wall comp where Quinn could kind of be strong, but as far as racing and running and doing that stuff, I don't see anybody who's a
The
match for
one
Tucker.
of the only ways I can see him going out somewhat soon is in the scenario where we get that double week and someone
Oh
can
yeah.
stick him as the replacement quickly where you don't
Boom,
have to
boom,
do it
boom.
all week. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
lot easier when you can deal with the whole situation in 1 hour versus a whole
that's
week.
true. That's true. That's a
So
good point.
that's
That's a
where
good
I'm
point.
that's and if he gets past that, I mean at that point, it's gonna be tough to get him out.
I cannot recall, and I don't know how you feel about this. I cannot recall in recent memory, maybe Taylor Hale, and she blossomed late in her season, but he's playing a damn good game. My goodness gracious. Not
I can't remember
socially,
anyone as dominant as him ever.
he's not playing the greatest social game. I don't believe that.
And then I think that's a little bit because his back's been against the wall for 3 weeks in a row.
100%. But I also think that when he has the opportunity, he's a little extra that he doesn't need to
Yeah.
be.
That he's
Um,
blowing it
that
up. And every time he blows up any piece of information, anyone who didn't know that info already then gains a little trust for Tucker. You know what I mean?
correct.
Because
Yes. And
he's
Angela became his
unapologetically
BFF
being
when once he took her off the block, that was it. Because she
like
was
when they're having
doomed.
the
She
tank
would have been gone.
conversation and she just kind of like inched her way over. Guys, can I join? That was funny.
And she's now in the Sixth Avenue Alliance, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
um, Tucker gave Angela a new life. And if Tucker was smart, the most brilliant final two he can have is not Tucker and Robina. It's Tucker and Angela.
100%.
Anybody with Angela in a final two is going to kick her ass.
Yeah.
She has not had the relationships with everybody. She's literally at some point in the last several weeks turned on everybody and called everybody out.
And if we're
There's
being
no
completely
way.
honest, Tucker with anybody right now in a final two, Tucker blows out everyone, right? Like for you to not vote for him in that situation, you're just being petty.
But I'm going to say something that maybe be controversial. I think part of Angela's plan to be this way. Because if I was on the show, if I knew this is a theory, and again, if I'm ever blessed enough to play Big Brother, this is kind of where I feel too. if I know that I cannot be a physical threat throughout the entire season, and it's quite possible I could not win the game altogether, I'm going to play for second place because second place is $100,000. And that's a lot of money. Like, I'm going to do that. And
Absolutely.
I think she's playing for second place. I truly, truly think so. And she's not stupid for doing that.
I mean, at
Because
this
it's
rate, everyone's playing for second place against Tucker, theoretically.
or who, and would you agree with this? Whoever manages somehow magically to get Tucker out,
They got to get
boom,
them next. You
boom.
got to get the
Because
person to get
they,
Tucker
that
next.
resume, holy crap.
Yeah, to be the person that slayed
We talk
Goliath.
about resume on Survivor. This is the Big Brother resume. Like,
Mhm.
that is, and trust me, if I'm in that house, I'm doing everything I can to get him out. I'm gunning for him. I'm going for him because
You have to. He's gonna beat whoever
now
you're sitting next to. He's gonna beat.
there is a risk with that because when you put up Tucker, you piss him off, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden you go to his short list of people that he don't
Great,
like.
great, great line from The Wire, which you've probably heard the line but not known it was from The Wire. But if you take a shot at the king, you best not miss.
That's it, and that's it. You're right. I have no heard that, and I did not know that was from The Wire.
Learn something
Um,
new every day.
One thing we need to talk about this week with Big Brother is the instigator, the AI
Power,
instigator
America vote.
power. What is the purpose of that power? Do you have any idea?
It seems like they're just gonna create some havoc,
But
right? They're
I'm
gonna get
like,
the
well,
power
and the
to.
instigator will get some cashola money.
Yeah, it sounds like that the AI will be replaced by like a fake whoever they pick.
Who do you think who do you think has a chance of getting it?
It seems like America's been enjoying Tucker finally playing the game. I
That's
think
who I
Tucker.
voted for.
That's who I voted for. I think Tucker's got a good shot to get it.
I think the most entertaining, there's three that come to my mind. Tucker is
Angela.
probably going to get it, Angela or Joseph. Those would be the three most entertaining.
I
And
could see that. Interesting. Okay.
they all have
I
the
just hope they don't
personality
give her the
to.
win,
Ugh.
which I don't think
Hey,
they
can
will.
we talk? We didn't talk yet about how incredibly annoying he is in the diary room. Like, what is that? Like, he's totally. I think in his head, he's like, "Oh, this is going to make good TV."
He's very animated.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Why would you be like that on TV? I mean, on national TV, be incredibly animated and do crazy things. Why would
And
you?
jump
Oh,
up and
wait.
down.
I can't talk. I acted like an ass on
Quinn
a
watched a
certain
couple
Fox
episodes of
show.
you, and he was like, oh, "That's my guy right there."
I recently listened back at our premiere episode, and one of the first things I say to describe myself is the jumpy guy. I'm like,
The
really?
jumpy guy.
That's it? All right. Well, anyway, we'll
Pretty
see how
good.
the AI instigator plays out this week.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we both think Tucker probably.
I
Good
think
shot.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find out Sunday.
Real quick, let's talk about a little bit of game show news and then we'll transition into something else. Saw reports that the last couple weeks they have been taping Pop Culture Jeopardy with Colin Jost for Amazon Prime, which looks really fun. They're taping that in the Jeopardy studios. Apparently, teams of three are competing in a tournament style, and they're in the semifinals now or something as they're taping. So that's pretty cool.
Is that a fall winter show supposed release?
I think the fall. I think they're shooting for the fall. They're doing it now, obviously, because of Jost and Saturday Night Live, and he wouldn't be able to be free to be in LA to do it, which is
That makes
interesting because
sense.
I wonder if he's because he hurt his foot in Fiji, so I wonder how that's working out.
Tahiti.
Tahiti, oh
Right?
yeah, Tahiti, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a tough gig that is.
Yeah, right.
Wheel of Fortune is going to debut with Ryan Seacrest, a brand new set this fall, so that should be cool. New
New
puzzle
set.
board,
Interesting.
new set. So
New
I'm
host, new set.
curious, right, how that's
Still
gonna
Vanna
look.
White though, right?
Still Vanna White, lovely Vanna White, yes. Oh, we'll talk about a brand new show that I saw the first two episodes of on YouTube. They had them streaming for free. And then I went and subscribed to Get USA because it's
You
the
had to see the
anonymous.
third one.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. What a good show. Holy
right?
cow.
It's funny is I had described it when I was describing it before we started watching it, and then you texted it and you wrote almost word for word how I described it before we started watching. It's like a
See, we're on the same
combination of
wavelength.
Big Brother and The Circle,
Yeah. And it's
which
from the producers of The Circle, which makes absolute
and
sense because
it had you could definitely feel some of the Circle vibes.
the snarkiness in the AI person, you know, that this is a great show, or I know it is, or something, like comebacks to that.
Yeah,
Um and it had the casting team, a lot of the casting people that were associated with Big Brother. So the comparisons make sense. I would love to do that show. It filmed in
that one looks
Spain,
fun.
in the hills of Spain. Yeah, that looks fun. Our buddy from Big Brother,
Xavier,
um, Xavier X. What did you think about Xavier telling everyone that he won Big Brother?
that I thought was so dumb because I don't think he was recognized when he did it. I
They're
think
like, oh,
I
okay,
think it would have been
that was the
different.
reaction.
I think it would have been different if people recognized him, but I don't think
The dude
anybody
from the
did.
Fire Festival got more of a reaction than he did.
100%, 100%. And when I saw the preview for that way back months ago, I was like, "Oh, the Firefest guy, I love it. I'm in. That guy's hilarious. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Xavier. And who was the third one I said I was also rooting for? I forget. The
Oh,
other
the young guy. Oh, what's his name? I'll have to look it up. The one that was the anonymous for a couple of weeks, a couple of episodes in a row, right? Is that
Oh, are you talking about Jack?
Jack? Yeah,
He's the board game champion.
the board game dude. Yeah. It's funny whenever I put anonymous in my phone, it shows that anonymous. It's creepy.
Yeah. Oh, the other person was Nina, Sandra's daughter.
Oh, how about that for a?
That was so one of the greatest
I was a
Survivor
few
players
minutes
ever,
ahead of you.
Sandra. Yes, you were. Her daughter is playing, and then the fact that how about Jack picked it up and said
Immediately.
he said she reminds me a lot of Sandra, the Survivor player. I wonder if, and it's like, man, only if you know how dead on you were on that.
So how about this? He picked that up immediately, but when Xavier said he was on Big Brother, he's like, "Mm."
Yeah,
Sandra Diaz Twine, of course, who was on Survivor and was on Australian Survivor. Her daughter was on Australian Survivor too, and Sandra was on last season of The Traitors. Um, her and Parvati.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
oh
that was
my
crazy
goodness.
that Jack picked it up and knew that was wild.
Immediately, and Xavier's like, oh, okay, you won Big Brother. It's just,
Yeah,
um,
that one definitely was great. We really liked it, and we'll definitely finish that.
so if Xavier is telling you that he won Big Brother, no one's targeting him.
It's yeah. It seems like a few of them think that they can use him as his advantage. I think they
They
think,
haven't watched him on Big Brother.
yeah, I think they're trying to use him as a shield, and they might be doing it a little too. I mean, still, there's only been three. Well, we haven't seen the third elimination yet, but Cookie's safe.
Yeah,
But
you
I think
teased me,
that
by the
they'll.
way.
I know I did. I know I did. I'm
So
sorry.
mean. You're so mean,
I
man.
thought that I didn't think you'd fall for that. Honestly, I'm
I
not gonna
did.
lie.
I
I'm
totally
glad
did.
it worked. I didn't, but I didn't think. I thought it was way too obvious that I was gonna
Folks,
pick that.
Charlie told me that, oh, we don't have a cliffhanger elimination. I was like, oh, yes,
Yeah.
that.
So
And
he
finally,
started
I'm seeing
before me, and he got ahead by a couple minutes. But then, um, because you had to download the thing, you couldn't skip the commercial. So then we ended up skipping a little bit ahead. So I jokingly said, "Oh my goodness, they must have known it was going to be a 3 episode premiere. I can't believe they didn't film with a cliffhanger to end episode 3." So here's Tim thinking, "Oh, we're going to get to see the third elimination," and then it brutally cuts to end. So
Speaking of
sorry about
sayings that we know, payback is a bitch.
that. That's true. You do watch the live feed, so I probably should have been careful about that.
Oh yeah, let's see if who's that household. I'm kidding.
No,
I
you
would
said
do
they
that.
haven't played
I
yet. So.
can't do that to you.
And
I
now I'll
can't.
be underground until Sunday.
He will shut off my. He will put me on mute on this phone.
My phone is just off for 3 days.
Oh my God. It's speaking of Survivor, real quick. Well, we'll be updating you guys on the Anonymous. We are definitely watching that show. Also the other game show I wanted to talk about real quick, Hollywood Squares is filming a new incarnation. It's going to premiere in January of 2025 on CBS. Drew Barrymore is going to be the center square. That should be interesting. Speaking of Survivor, by the way, Jeff Probst was in the news today talking about how he already has his list down to 100 players for Survivor 50.
Wow, down to 100, and they're gonna take what, 20? I
Or maybe
assume.
maybe they'll up it. But my God, really?
Yeah,
Rob has a podcast, did a survey. They've
they
had.
did their top 50 for a while, right?
Yeah, you talk about recency bias, though. They literally had 20 contestants from the new era, and the new era is only like 8 seasons long. Um,
Yeah.
I don't like recency bias. It needs to be built in not to have it, but yeah.
My guess is that it'll maybe lean slightly like 60-40 recency bias, but they'll have enough older people where I don't think it'll be overwhelming.
I don't think Jeff will lean recency bias at all. I think that'll be pretty even. I
Yeah.
think the actual cast. Who are some of the iconic people that you think should be on? The name at the top of my list would be Tyson for
Yeah,
guys.
Tyson.
I mean, you have to have Tyson on Survivor 50, without a doubt.
Yeah. Tyson. You
Sandra,
got Sandra and Rob,
Suri,
Parvati, Sari.
yeah. Um, I even think going back, Jervis would be interesting to have on 50, from season one. Um, yeah, I think you have to have that mix. I even think Charlie from 46. I voted for Charlie. Um,
Yeah, he was good.
yeah,
There'll be a couple recent, there'll be a few from the recent seasons for
I
sure.
know. Because people aren't old like me and go back to season one.
And if someone's fresh in someone's memory and they like them, well, they might tune in.
That won't hurt ratings, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of season one, did you I know you saw the trailer to House of Villains
Oh, of
to
course. Yeah,
Richard
that's
Hatch.
that's pretty soon.
Oh my gosh. I love Joel McHale. We've had this conversation before. That show is perfect for him
Yeah.
to host. Almost like the GOAT is for
Daniel Tosh.
Tosh.
Yeah.
I think,
I
yeah,
was
I
just
think
about to say, I wonder when we're going to get a trailer for season 2 of The Goat as well. That one seems
that
pretty
should be
easy to
good.
film. So,
I think so too. I'm hoping for more goatish players for season two of the GOAT, if that makes sense.
yeah,
I think House of Villains did a great job of casting season two.
they
Wow.
brought New York back.
And she's gonna go against another housewife.
Yep. We got Wes from the challenge.
Wes Bergman, yeah. Ooh, and Wes already said I'm not doing a challenge anymore, so I guess this is his opportunity. We had Johnny Bananas on the GOAT. We had Wes on this. Is Wes on Traders? Oh no, he didn't make the Traders cast for season three.
No, he was rumored to be in it, but then wait, did he get on?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Although they did just announce too, Traders has been
4 and
renewed for
5.
4 and 5.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so maybe he'll be in one of those.
You and I need to put a petition up that they need to talk to former game show contestants. I mean, right? Come
Right,
on.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come on, tap into We Are Family. Let's go.
Okay, hit the 2025. It looks like there's Sam, Chriselle, Wells, Tom Sandoval, Nikki Garcia, Rob Mariano, Dylan Efron, Zach Efron's brother, Brittany Haynes for Big Brother, Sierra. It doesn't look.
Danielle from Big Brother.
It's Tony. Yep, Danielle, Tony from Survivor, Jeremy Collins from Survivor. There's Gabby from the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise. Yeah, it doesn't look like Wes made it for this one.
And that season's already in the can. It's supposed to premiere in January, I understand.
Yes, that sounds
Which
right.
isn't that far away.
No, it's not.
Um,
We
you
got
know
a
what,
new
next
new
month,
Survivor season, September.
Charlie, we're a month away from 1 year in Atlanta.
It's wild. A few days away from it because we got there. Yeah, we're what the end of September
Like this, yeah,
20th. We might have already
25th. Yeah.
gone past it a couple days ago actually, because
Oh
we were
my
there till
God.
October 6th. I think we might have left
Yeah.
September 20th.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
we're already under the 1 month span.
Wow. Those of you who, I mean, you probably know because we talk about it all the time, but a year ago, September 20 something, we flew to Atlanta to film We Are a Family for 2.5 weeks. We spent there to film the whole season in a chunk. And I don't know if you saw this. I texted you this. The rumors are that Anthony Anderson is going to host the Academy Awards next year. It's
Yeah,
pretty
that wouldn't
cool.
say he did it what 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He
Yeah,
did the Emmys last year. I could see it 100%.
definitely.
Um, should be good. Oh, ba da ba ba ba. Yeah, this is not a commercial for McDonald's, folks. I should not be eating McDonald's. I am trying to get these cups because, pop culture, and I was able to get 5 of them, and there are six. What are the odds that I have five different cups? They're hidden in these
Impossible.
plastic. Impossible.
Probably
Absolutely
pretty good.
impossible.
Actually, probably pretty good.
No, I don't think we have
No, probably
five
not.
different cups.
Probably not. Let's
So
see what you
each
got.
cup, let's see. I'm showing the viewer, I'm showing, for our listeners, it's a blue plastic wrap. It's his collectible edition with the McDonald's logo, has a bunch of writing on the back. And so there are six different cups. There's a Coca-Cola cup. There's
Grimace,
Grimace.
Shrek.
That's the one I want the most, Grimace. Shrek. There's Hello Kitty, um, Matchbox. There's a bunch of. So what I'm gonna do is unbox them. Okay. Let's see how we
Let's see
go.
what you got.
All right, here we go. I'm opening them up.
The other one's Barbie.
Barbie, yes. And you
That's
know
the
my
sixth one.
history with Barbie.
Oh, you'll definitely have a
Oh,
Barbie one in here. This
it's
looks
the
like you got the
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola one. Nice.
Yeah,
That looks
nice.
awesome.
Nice and plastic.
That
Yeah.
looks sweet.
Do you know in Canada these are made out of glass because Canada has forbidden all plastics or most
Whoa.
plastics. This is, yeah, I'm a little jealous with that.
So you got to go to
Get the
Canada.
Canadian version. Yeah. So, all right. So that's one. Let's see if I get a different one this time.
All right.
Let's
You'll definitely
see.
get a different one here. I like your
You
chances.
think so? Yeah, you're the math
83,
guy, right?
83.3%
All
chance.
right. Let's see. Oh, I already see who it is. All right.
Let's see. That one is
The
the
Minions and
Minions
Shrek.
and Shrek. Okay.
Isn't that
That's two.
cool?
You got two of the new
I
one,
had two
two of the
different
six already.
cups.
Nice.
All right, let's see. Let's go for number three. Now, you're a math guy. What are the odds that I have three different cups?
Well, probably about 1 in 3 that probably 2 in 3 that you'll pick a different one, because there's 4 that you haven't hit and 2 that you have. So you have a 4 in 6 chance, 2/3. That
Snoopy
Snoopy. All right, all right. That's
and
three
Hello
different ones.
Kitty.
That's impressive.
Hello
Oh wait,
Kitty and
Hello Kitty
Snoopy.
combo with Snoopy. Are all of them combos?
Yeah.
So what's the Coca-Cola comboed with?
Coca-Cola is comboed with. No, that's not a combo.
Okay.
That's all Coca-Cola. All right, let's see about number four.
Toss up. This is a toss up here. Now there's equally likely that you'll get a new one or you'll hit an old one.
I'm going to let people in on a secret in a minute, but here.
Yeah, he's
Here we
gonna go
go.
5 for 5. Is that the secret? Let's see. What do
um,
you got?
it's my favorite one.
Barbie and Aladdin?
It's Barbie. It's Barbie. It's just all
Oh,
Barbie.
Barbie. Okay.
It's a Barbie summer.
Barbie Summer. So okay, so that means you're missing Grimace and you're missing, what's the other one you're missing? You've opened up Coca-Cola, you opened up Shrek, you opened up Barbie.
Well, let's see what I'm missing.
Let's see. Let's see. I have a feeling it's gonna be whatever you open because I have a feeling that you're with your luck, you're gonna be missing Grimace still. Which one is it? Let's see.
The
It
Beanie
is the
Babies.
Beanie Baby one. That's the other one. Okay.
I got five
You got five of
different
the six
cups.
already. That's
All
impressive.
right, so yeah. Here's the deal, folks. In your cups, here, played a little trick on y'all. Charlie, no, but they have a code on the bottom of them that you can actually tell which cup it is. And so there's TikToks and stuff around. So you do not have to open them up to find out which cup it is. Now, I will tell you, and Charlie knows this, out of 7 visits, I got 2 duplicates. That's it. I
That's
got
impressive. I
five.
was
I got
impressed you've gotten five of them already.
so Charlie's getting the duplicates, the 2 duplicates, but
Unless I
that's pretty.
pull one
That's
tomorrow, we'll see what I get. Might
yeah.
try.
Maybe you'll get Grimace, and then we'll.
Maybe. Maybe. That would be
Maybe.
funny that
Um,
you've gone 7 and you're still missing Grimace and on my
and
first
you get
attempt.
Grimace a present.
Nah, it's okay. I'll take a Coca-Cola one. That's I
Oh
want
my
Coca-Cola and
god!
Grimace are the two I want the most.
So here they are, all stacked up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they look nice.
And it's neat. For anybody into pop culture, these are pretty cool. What basically the reasoning for the cups the way they are, these are basically Happy Meal toys over the years, and that's kind of where the theming is on these. So there was Coca-Cola Happy Meal toys. There are definitely Beanie Baby Happy Meal toys. I remember those very clearly. Shrek, yeah. I do not go to McDonald's that much anymore, but it's kind of neat to see something like that throwback 90s kind of cup to do that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's real wrap up things here by mentioning el baseball. We haven't mentioned baseball in a while. Um so how the Cubs doing?
Borderline, hanging around. Not dead, but it's unlikely.
Yeah. We're at that point
They've
in the
won two
season.
series in a row. They've got some easy games coming up. They got to get real hot though.
The Mets are 67 and 61.
Another win tonight for the Mets.
Eight
Mets
to
are in a good
three versus
spot.
the Padres, which is
One of the
not
hottest
bad.
teams in baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, who are 72 and 57. And it was 8-3 is a pretty, and the Mets, by the way, there was a stat I saw the other day. The Mets are one of only a few teams that have scored more than 15 games and 15 runs in a game this year. And apparently the last
I think
bunch of teams
Oakland's
that
done
have
it
won the
twice.
World Series have won 15 games in the season in a game, 15 runs in a game. I'll be okay. So
I think
interesting.
Oakland's done that twice too, and I don't think
Oakland
they're going to
A's.
win the World Series.
I don't think
So
so either.
you
I don't
never
think so
know.
either. Listen,
Mets are
I
right
mean,
there though. Mets are still alive.
we, I will tell you, you mentioned to me how the Mets were doing, and I told you I would have given you another stat, and another stat would have been that we lost 6 out of our last 8 games or something. I mean, we had a streak like a week or two ago that wasn't great. It's a weird. August is a weird time of year. I find.
Yeah.
You
Well,
either
right
rise
now
to the top.
they've won 2 in a row and 6 of 10, so
They
they're still
have.
playing pretty well.
They have. I mean, this is a point of the year where you either rise to the top or you don't. Um, Pete Alonso has had a decent year.
He's been
Um,
heating up too.
yeah. I expect he would because he has a contract to talk about once the year ends. Um,
I
and he's going to
remember
be
when
a free
people
agent.
were when they were asking him about his down year, and he was in like the 750s. He's
Oh,
up,
he's
up over
mad.
800 OPS again all of a sudden.
He was so mad when someone asked him about that.
Yeah.
In an interview about a couple of weeks ago, they said to him, so what do you think about your down year? And you could see the look on his face completely change. Because you don't want that to be part of the vernacular when you're in a point in your career where you're getting ready to talk about new contract, a contract. You're hitting free agency. So I only wish Pete the best. I hope that he is a Met next year. I think it's a strong possibility that he will be a Met this next year. I think Steve Cohen recognizes how important he is to the fans.
Yeah.
Um,
I think most likely he's a Met.
and if he's not, he'll probably be a Cub.
I don't know. It's possible. It's
I mean, look,
possible, but I'd say
look,
unlikely.
you could send me Ian Happ. I'll take Ian Happ any day.
Well, he has a no trade clause, so I think that's
I know.
unlikely
I
too.
know. I know he does. I know. Love the Happer. So yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm just looking forward to another HOH coming up, another episode of The Anonymous.
They're having the HOH competition as we speak because it says the feeds are on the animals.
Oh, okay,
So
perfect. So it's a good thing we're wrapping up, so it doesn't end with
I was
the
hoping that I would
ones.
be able to
And
tease
then
you.
I
Oh,
no.
I know who
Oh,
the
you're
HOH is.
faking it.
I
You're
do know. I
faking
really
it.
do
You're
know who it
faking
is.
it. Okay.
You
All
want to
right, we
know who
gotta
it
go.
is?
We gotta go. Everybody,
Oh,
have a good
so
week. We'll see you later, everybody.
no,
Thanks for
but
listening.
I won't tell you. Don't worry. I won't tell you. But the HOH has been revealed, and I'm pretty wow. Okay. Pretty interesting. Okay. That's it. See, payback. Remember what I said?
Yeah, I remember.
Let's talk
Now
about
I
it.
now I know to
Uh,
stay off Twitter for a while.
yeah, but that's kind of why I tell Charlie, folks, because I tell him to avoid if you go on Twitter right now or whatever they
That's
call it.
the
I call it Twitter
problem.
still.
That's the problem with the live feeds constantly. Is someone's gonna tweet about it. It's
um,
hard to give
but
up Twitter for my baseball news, so
I think this is worth. I think this is going to be worth watching on Sunday, and you'll enjoy the episode.
good to know.
Yeah. All right. This has been Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host.
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg. Until next week, folks, have a great week. Enjoy some time to yourself and watch Big Brother and Anonymous. We'll see you soon. Bye.